can leave the kingdom. I am a born dragon, bound by a blood pact.
Wait for it, she's a slave, but she sleeps with the Dragon King. What a twist! She begs for love. He says she's just a slave. Savage. This king is ice cold.
So the next day, I pleaded with the ancient dragon lady, begged to mate with his eldest son, King Blake's dying brother.
Once you mate him, you will never be able to escape. You will guard his body until the end of your life.
I will never regret it.
Out of the corner of my eye, I saw the Queen and King Blake's faces turn deathly pale. Blake came to Queen Kate's bedchamber again. The two nestled together under the lamplight.
King and Queen, so sweet. Not so fast. Something shady is going on behind the scenes.
10 minutes later, I pushed open the door and entered. The palace was dim, with only the lingering dragon breath remaining. Blake looked up and smiled.
Why so slow?
He reached out and pulled me into his arms.
Why are you so cold?
I stood outside for a while.
Actually, I had been standing outside the palace in only a single layer of clothing, just in case I needed to go in for Queen Kate, a night of turmoil. Before dawn,
She repeats the king's words. Is she a parrot, or is something else going on?
Gaze fell on the marks on my neck, her expression slowly darkening. She didn't speak. She simply returned to the main hall. She quietly lay down beside King Blake. The Blake suddenly opened his eyes, his fingertip brushing a strand of her hair.
Going to see other dragons behind my back?
His tone was teasing. Queen Kate playfully slapped him. I lowered my head and withdrew. Queen Kate was extremely beautiful, but her dragon body was weak. Therefore, no one dared to form a bond with her. At the banquet, the Blake fell in love with her at first sight, publicly proposing marriage and welcoming her into the kingdom as his principal wife. They seemed to be deeply in love, a match made in heaven. As her attendant, I was genuinely happy for her. But on their wedding night, Queen Kate fainted on the bed. King Blake possessed a strong dragon nature, which Queen Kate simply couldn't withstand. For 3 nights in a row.
3 nights, no action. The kingdom's laughing at her. Time for a sneaky plan. The Queen's plan. The slave replaces her in bed. Talk about a scandal. 3 years, she promises. Freedom and stones. But is it a deal with the devil?
I can leave the kingdom. I am a born dragon, bound by a blood pact. The life and death of my clan are in her hands. I have no choice. 10 minutes later, Queen Kate and King Blake rose from the inner hall. I returned to my side room, quickly cleaned myself of the marks, and then went to the main hall to prepare breakfast. As soon as I stepped into the hall, King Blake's gaze fell upon me.
What are you wearing?
I didn't know how to respond for a moment and could only lower my head and purse my lips. Last night, he had lost control terribly. When his dragon nature surged, it never restrained itself. There were too many marks left on my body, which I could only cover with a high-necked robe. Queen Kate gently nudged him, her voice soft.
Your Majesty has forgotten? Charlotte has been silenced. He cannot speak.
I immediately lowered my head and nodded obediently. In the kingdom, everyone thought I was a lowly dragon descendant whose voice had been sealed. This was her order to me. It was also the shackles she had placed upon me. As long as I didn't speak, no one would suspect.
She can speak, the Queen's orders. But is the king buying it suspicious?
Looks rather pitiful.
Queen Kate's smile faltered for a moment. She looked at me, her eyes filled with suppressed malice.
What does your Majesty mean by this? Could it be that you've taken a liking to her?
The king's flirting with the slave. The Queen's not happy. Drama alert. He shows off a bite mark, Queen. Did you do that? This is getting wild. She bit him. Loss of control. But he sees it as flirting. This is messed up.
I knelt down, forehead to the ground. My body was ice cold. I don't know how much time passed. A cup of scalding dragon breath tea was suddenly splashed on me. I shuddered slightly from the burn.
Tea to the face slap. Queen's fury unleashed. This slave's in deep trouble.
A lowly dragon descendant dares to leave a mark on His Majesty? Do you want to replace me?
I had no time to explain, and I couldn't explain. She waved her hand.
Drag her away. Lock her in the sealing chamber.
It was a sealed prison in the kingdom, specifically for holding lower-ranking dragons. King Blake left the kingdom that day to inspect the
king's away. The slave's locked up. What's next? This drama never ends.
She was also a servant who had entered the kingdom with Queen Kate, and my only family.
Sister, what did you do to anger Queen Kate?
Her voice trembled. She was clearly terrified. I shook my head. I didn't explain it.
When will His Majesty return? The guard said His Majesty will return to the palace tonight. and will go directly to Queen Kate.
I breathed a sigh of relief.
What?
The crown prince is dying. A soul-binding ceremony? Things are about to get real.
However, his dragon soul was damaged from childhood and his life force has been steadily weakening. That's why King Blake ascended the throne.
I heard a soul-binding ceremony will be held for him, so that he will have a bound person to accompany him before his demise. But once bound, that person will never be able to break free for the rest of their life. They will be bound by his dragon soul.
Bound for life, no escape. Who would volunteer? This is a death sentence.
Alone noble women of high-ranking dragon bloodlines, even lowly servants in the kingdom wouldn't be willing. At dinner time, I was released. Queen Kate ordered spirit food to be prepared for me, allowing me to rest for a while.
Charlotte, I punished you in a fit of anger. I intended to confine you for half a day, but I was busy and forgot. Please don't blame me. I can't.
After a moment,
She wants to leave after all this. Good luck with that. The queen refuses and threatens her sister. This is getting dark. Sisters, similar aura. Is she grooming her little sister? This is twisted. Ice cave, teeth chattering. This queen is pure evil.
You dare to challenge me? If I were to choose a companion for His Majesty, I would have 100 to choose from. You wouldn't be a chance. Don't even dream of following His Majesty's path.
Just a plaything. The queen's words cut deep. Can she ever escape this? Snap of her fingers gone. The queen's got all the power, so unfair.
Queen Kate said calmly,
There is a low-rank dragon servant in the outer palace, about your age. Once your blood pact is complete, you will be given to him.
When King Blake returned to the kingdom, I was still kneeling in the hall. My consciousness was hazy. Queen Kate rose, smiling as she greeted him.
Your Majesty is back. These past few days on patrol must have been tired.
The queen smiling. But is it genuine? Something fishy always? The king back, house the crown prince. What his next move? Stay tuned.
Your Majesty, to be honest, the matter of soul binding is too terrifying. No one is willing.
What's there to be unwilling about? Just pick one and control her.
Blood pacts and rewards, the queen ruthless. Can T believe this? Mother doesn't like her. Queen on thin ice. The power struggle continues. She's exhausting herself to please him. Is this love or just survival? So sad. Rare initiative. The king intrigued. What she planning? This is intense.
I gradually came to my senses, trying to push him away with my weak hands, but he pulled me into his arms.
Still trying to leave?
King Blake pressed his cheek against mine, his tone low and dangerous.
I am extremely sensitive.
He knew all along, sensitive, the ultimate plot twist. What will he do? What happens next? Download our app and search the code to watch the full series now.